for the librarians, it's been a great opportunity to partner with the faculty, classroom faculty member a little more deeply and in a way that we can take these topics that are very challenging for students that we know and research shows students don't learn how to do research by the librarian coming in one time for 30 minutes. For the classroom instructor, the hope is that then they get better quality papers and better products from the students in the end.
So in a sense, we're bringing the library to them, and because we've got the smart classrooms, the Mary and Claudia and other librarians that we're working with actually will utilize all the technology within the classroom so the students can really get hands-on right away. Made a huge difference. So I have students who will come into my office and we'll go over the research paper, the drafts, but not like in the past where they say, I can't find any sources, I don't know how to find any sources. That tremendous burden has been lifted from my shoulders because the librarians have provided that information. Not only that, they provide their emails, their phone numbers, so the students know that they have someone that they can really connect to beyond just me as the writing teacher. What I love is when they're using the terms so naturally, like, I just need one more scholarly source. And just to be able to articulate that when in the past students, it was just very foreign, they didn't understand what that was. Just the fact that they're utilizing those words is incredible.
It's trying to get them to have these concepts that will transform the way that they perceive information. I think it will be appropriate for all programs because I don't know of any career, any profession, any personal life where people don't have to use information in their life.
So the Reading Success Center basically helps with students with reading comprehension, and that can be across any discipline. It's not just focused students with English, but if there is, say, a biology textbook and a student needs to try to get through that, well, we're not necessarily going to tutor them in biology. There's the Learning Resource Center is there for that in STEM, but we are going to help them, give them tips and tricks as to how to tackle that textbook, because a lot of American textbooks are created in a very similar fashion. We never give answers, but there are always guidance so that the students can find their own answers.
If they're having troubles in a particular area, like maybe their reading comprehension, maybe they don't understand how to read a book that we're working on, I'll suggest that they work with a tutor in the Reading Center. They have to fill out a 3-question, sort of open-ended questionnaire that says, you know, what did you go for, what were you hoping to work on, and what did you actually accomplish? And they'll bring that, and we use that piece of paper for them at the Reading Center so they can actually learn the name of the tutor, so they can start developing a relationship with the tutor. But then they use it when they come back to me. It kind of guides our discussion. So sometimes it's just reinforcing what I've already told them in class. It's just that maybe the tutor speaks student better than I do.
The main goal of a tutor is to have the student become independent. And anytime an instructor comes up with an idea, we try to see what we can do to implement it. As long as it's under that umbrella of reading comprehension, we'll try to see what we can do.
So I can see it visually on the page. Now they know what to mark in the books, so they know to highlight, they know what kind of notes to take in the margins, and then their quiz scores will go up. So that's how I know it's working.
Students who have used our services 2 or more times have had a higher success rate of passing their English course than students who haven't used us at all. I mean, it's going to benefit them, and they've seen the results as well personally.
In fact, I guess I could say it's really low output for me in terms of work, but I get a lot back from the students, and usually I encourage them to talk about it. You know, they'll come see me and I'm like, you know, this is really a neat idea. Why don't you talk about this before class starts with your friends? And so they'll share, oh yeah, I went to the Reading Success Center and it really helped, and look at me, I got 100% on my quiz.
The program basically is to integrate counseling and student services into the basic skills English and math courses, and going into the classroom at least twice a month for about 30 minutes throughout the semester.
They present on a variety of topics that support students' transfer issues, financial aid, but most importantly, they come in to schedule time outside of class in order to talk about the education plan.
So the goal is really to create extra support for the students that are taking these academic courses, as well as provide support to the instructor. A lot of times the difficulty or the challenges that students face are non-academic issues.
One of the things that this program does so well is it motivates students because they have an education plan to actually, once they pass one course, to actually enroll in the second course. And this program does a great job of increasing persistence. Those 6 success factors from that study that came down from the RP group from the Chancellor's office, I mean, they talk about issues such as nurturing and commitment. And so it's the affective issues again. And this is where having a counselor in class can really help. It broadened my understanding of what it is I do in the classroom as a teacher. And that's where talking to counselors kind of helped me understand that there's a lot more going on. It's great for me to have a counselor and to echo all the things that I'm trying to get across. When I tell my students you got to work hard and success will come from hard work, but they hear me every day, and so they turn themselves off to me. But once they hear it from a counselor, they're like, oh, that's actually, there's some truth to that. And I've had many students ask me, like, when is the counselor coming? I think it might have something to do with all the candy you guys give away, but that's something else.